Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash. That is an Enderman. And welcome back to Slash Feeds the Beast. We are here in the end, where some Endermen have decided to be mad at, I don't know, the state of customer service in America, we'll say. Anyway, Project Let's Delete the End via Quarries is going remarkably well, as you might be able to tell. I've run... Oh, man. I've done the full 64 by 64, and I think I've done 4 of them. There's one there, one here. I think I did one further out because there was one of those asteroid things floating out here. And I'm doing one over here. And I had originally, because these pieces of bedrock at the top of the pillars cannot be removed, I originally was just putting torches on them to prevent spawns. But then, in talking with my son, I realized that it'd be a lot cooler if they had water streaming down the sides of them, so that they kind of looked like remembrances of the towers they once were. So, that is what I have done. Now, the quarry itself is behaving amusingly. You may note that the blocks are breaking, and the drill itself is not moving. So here comes the blocks, but the drill is still sitting over there. Sheesh, it's crowded over here too. Oh, somebody's mad. Alright. I don't feel like having a fight. Now watch this. As I go up higher, I'm going to keep it in hover mode so you can see the transition. 75 is our height. Let's see what height it actually switches at. 85. 90. Oh, there we go. Just after 90, it starts updating. And I'll show you why. The quarry frame itself is all the way up here. Now, why do I have the quarry frame up so high, you may be wondering. And I will tell you, I originally started it down just above the height of the towers. I needed the whole frame to not intersect with the bedrock on top of the pillars. For the very simple reason that if it intersected with the bedrock, the mining laser that tries to clear the area that the frame takes up would get stuck on the bedrock because it cannot remove it. So I moved it originally just up above that point so that it would avoid the bedrock. But then over in this direction, more or less, there was one of these sort of asteroid type structures that's unique to the End and Feed the Beast. You don't get that in vanilla. And I needed to clear one of those out, and it was up pretty high, so then I started the frame high enough to take that out, as well as the terrain below. And then when I set up the next frame, I just placed some blocks to place the landmarks, using the old frame as a reference, and that ended up making it go higher yet. And so now for the next one, I actually intend to, and you can see where I have things set up, I intend to put everything underneath the frame a little bit. So the next frame will actually be one block lower. It doesn't really seem to hamper the progress. Like, the drill descends pretty fast when it first starts out, so I'm not too concerned about the progress being hampered. But it does lead to the amusing effect that once we get below 90, the drill just stops moving. But the blocks keep breaking. Now, because the bedrock can't be broken by the quarry, you'll note there's a bedrock piece right above there. I had to manually dig underneath. And I'll tell you, it is scary. You're digging along, drill, 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 and you come to the bottom of the map, and you all of a sudden break through and there's nothing there. It's just complete blankness. That freaks you out a bit. Especially because if you drop much below the bottom of the map, you just start automatically dying. Which, if you've ever fallen off the end, off the end in the end, or off of the island in the end, or played a game like maybe Race for Wool that has a void laden down the middle, something like that, you've experienced, and you've seen the death message, so-and-so fell out of the world. So I did not want to experience that, and thankfully I have not thus far as I've been clearing these. And thankfully there's not a whole lot of towers either overall, and the obsidian breaks pretty quick with this drill. Although at this point I've been throwing most of the obsidian out. I already have 64 stacks of obsidian. I cannot possibly believe that I would need any more than that. Now I've got something kind of weird going on over here at the exit portal I'm going to talk about here real quick. I'm not confident in what the quarry would do to the end frame or the end portal block itself. I know that it can't break the bedrock around it, but the end portal block that is actually what does this, emits the smoke and gives you the crazy starry effect, that I'm actually kind of worried about. I don't know how the quarry is going to interact with that. And I don't feel like going and testing it properly in a creative world, which would require that I go kill a dragon in a creative world again. So what I am planning to doing? Wow. What I am planning to do when I get into that point is just clog up the exit entirely and then drop a bucket of lava on top. And I have this sort of trench around it so that the lava doesn't go very far. Oh, shut up. You guys are so sensitive. It's okay. You're not that ugly. You don't have to be that concerned when someone looks at you. Embrace your inner beauty. Anyway, I put this trough around it so that the lava would stay up here, but then as I was finishing it up, I realized the quarry will break the outside, and the trough will just kind of spill out anyhow. So that's probably worthless to have done that. But, I think we're gonna be fine with that anyway. I'm not too concerned. I'll just have to do some cleanup afterwards. So yeah, that's the project. It's coming along pretty well. Now, I've used a lot of lava from the nether to power my machines to do that. Now, and let me show you, now that I'm saying that, let me show you my fancy new quarry powering setup. I think before, when I had shown you the power setup, I had a whole bunch of stuff set up over here. Similar to this, going to energy cells, and I don't remember if I had an energy tesseract or not yet for that one. I think I did when I recorded last. But what I've done is I've moved everything over to here, and I've set it up in a massive array of 24 magmatic engines. So these magmatic engines are set up in sets of 6 that all communicate with a redstone energy cell via gates. So there's a gate on the wooden conductive pipe on each engine that says if you get a red pipe signal, send out a redstone signal to turn on the engine. And then there's one gate on the gold conductive pipe underneath the energy conduit that says, can you store energy? Turn on the red pipe signal. So this one is still mostly full as it's powering the quarry. This one has emptied pretty much entirely. This one, pretty much full. And this one, pretty much empty. Now, what I have learned from this is that, because you saw the quarry was going, and it's pretty much going at full speed, what I've learned is that I could probably actually have a second quarry. If I made another energy tesseract and another quarry block, I could run a second quarry simultaneous to the one that's running right now. And it would just suck power from these magmatic engines. And that in general, 12 magmatic engines, which are 4 MJ per tick, so we're talking 48 MJ per tick, is sufficient to keep a quarry running at full speed. So I find that very interesting. And now I have passed that interesting factoid on to you, which is probably more easily found on, say, ftbwiki.org, but Whatever. I also have been enjoying getting some sheldonite. I don't think I have any currently percolating over here. But the sheldonite that pops up... Actually, before we talk any further, let's go see if any sheldonite has popped in through our quarry system. Let's have a sleep first, though. Whee! I still want to get into bees more. I have not done anything with bees in either of the worlds that I have bees in. Not Live MC and not this single-player world. Just a bunch of tungstate, no new sheldonite. The sheldonite, I think I've gotten maybe 20 blocks of sheldonite out of all that end that has been mined out. So it's not a very common ore in the end. Let's see, what do I have in here? I don't think I have any, what's it called? Oh my gosh, platinum dust, which is what I've been getting my iridium out of. But I do have a whole bunch of aluminum that I've made. I have 1 iridium ingot currently, and I've made 4 iridium plates, which I think I talked about last time. It's like iridium and the advanced alloy stuff right here. And you put it in the implosion compressor, which is why I have an implosion compressor. Oops, going the wrong way. That's why I have this implosion compressor over here. And that's been used up currently. Don't have any industrial TNT or iridium alloy ingots to compress in there. Now in the electrolyzer, which... okay, let me pause for a second. I ended up breaking down and just throwing signs over top of these because at a glance, I could not remember what the heck they all were. Especially when you consider that the compressor and the recycler look ridiculously similar in this texture, in the vanilla texture pack. I mean, honestly, there's no difference. But this is a recycler, and this is a compressor. So... Anyway, the electrolyzer is currently waiting to work on some ruby dust, but it needs some tin cells. Now, the reason that I am electrolyzing ruby dust is because if I go to uses for ruby dust, you will see, and you can kind of see it here in the recipe as well, or the chemical formula. Out of ruby dust, every 9 ruby dust, you can get a bunch of compressed air, which I just throw in an extractor to get empty cells back. You get some aluminum dust, and you get chrome dust. Now, the reason that I want chrome dust is because I want to start making these heating coils that are up here. Not this one. The cupro-nickel heating coil was the heating coil that we needed to make the industrial blast furnace back in the day. But... you can also make these Canthal heating coils, which is refined iron, chrome, and aluminum ingots. Aluminum ingots we were able to smelt off camera with the blast furnace here with these advanced machine, or not advanced machine casings, reinforced machine casings are right here. So I was able to smelt up a bunch of aluminum into aluminum ingots, as opposed to that sort of crumpled aluminum that you can make cans out of. And the chrome I also have to do over in the blast furnace. And I have 11 in there already. And the reason that we're going to make these coils is because, okay, the cupro-nickel heating coil was originally used in the making of the blast furnace. You can upgrade its heat capacity by applying 4 of those Canthal heating coils. Now let me just show you here. Heat capacity 2200 degrees Kelvin is what I'm reading here, which is like 22 degrees Celsius, which is not very hot. So that doesn't sound right. Maybe that's like times a factor or something. Or maybe that's not Kelvin. In any event, I guess it's not 22 Celsius. It would actually be less than... No, it wouldn't. What am I doing? It's not a factor of 100. This is like... It's minus 273, if I remember right. So, yeah, we're talking like 1800 degrees Celsius. So, alright, never mind. Derp. But we can increase its heat capacity by making these coils. So, Canthal heating coil. right? In a rolling machine, chrome, aluminum, refined iron. I happen to have some already in the oven from earlier. Well, I have some stuff. Where's my refined iron? For heaven's sakes, I must have left it over here in the oven. Somehow the cooking shows I was just making fun of got revenge. But anyway, let's throw. Shift key got stuck. Let's throw these in here. And flick the switch because the rolling machine sucks energy whether it's using it or not. Okay, and let's turn that off and click to craft. It's going to have enough. Or am I going to have to turn it back on? Oh, it didn't quite work. There we go. Now, you'll notice I made 6. Why did I make 6? Well, the recipe makes 3, but the upgrade requires 4. Does this sound familiar? Oh, does it need 4 now? Oh, that's right. This recipe, 3. This recipe, 4. So I have, I think, 2 Cupro-Nickel heating coils sitting upstairs somewhere in storage. So anyway, now what we can do is we can take these 4 and we can right-click on this with them, and they just disappear. Then we click on it, and the heat capacity has... Put those down. The heat capacity has gone up to 2700 Kelvin. Alright, awesome. Now, we can apply the next level of upgrade, which is nichrome, which is chrome and nickel. And we're going to need... And that only makes 1, so we can actually make the exact 4 that we want without having to be too picky about it. So let me drop 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me go get some nickel. From up here, we will need 16. 4 times 4, this is nickel, right? Yep. Let's just do it this way. Simple enough. Put the rest of the... Oh! Ha! Oh, genius. I tried to save time, and I deposited the wrong ones. There we go. I don't think I need... Well, I'll hang on to the chrome just in case I need it. I can't think of anything else I need the chrome for right now. I know that it is used for... Oh, I was just looking at this. Oh, highly advanced machine blocks, I think. You require chrome and titanium plates. Okay, let's flick the switch. Turn that on. I think the trick here is going to be we click to craft and then turn it off right away to maximize our energy efficiency. So you go boom, boom, and there we go. Only 118 MJ wasted this time. I'm very annoyed that the rolling machine does this, but that is why I have it hooked up to a dedicated energy cell that I can switch on and off. It's more fuel efficient that way. Alright, now we can come over here and repeat. Drop those in the machine. There's no indication that they're in there. Why does it keep doing that? I keep picking up my torches when I enter this machine. There's no indication over here, or here, or here, or anywhere in the GUI that these things have been applied. But the blast furnace remembers, and it has a heat capacity now of 3200 Kelvin, which is ridiculously hot. So, now that we have this ridiculously hot blast furnace, what are we going to do with it? And the whole reason that I went through all this was so that I could do the following, which is to come over here, is this it? Yep. And smelt up a whole bunch of tungsten ingots. Now, okay, I don't know a whole lot about these various metals, but I did read, it's xkcd.com. It's a webcomic. It's like stick figures, but it's a really geeky, like, math guy that does them. Oh, how long is this going to take? Wow. All right, we'll check on that here in a little bit. Let's go story mode here for a second first. And he does a series in addition to his webcomic called What If, where he'll accept user questions and, play out these scenarios. Like, okay, what if, for example, one of them was, what if everybody on the Earth got together in a single place and jumped up and down? What would the Earth shift its orbit or anything like that? And he examines all of the facts, and he fires up okay, well, this is how much kinetic energy 6 billion humans at an average weight of whatever would have coming down from a height of wherever. This is the absolutely no impact to the Earth that it would have. But then he has some fun with it, and he's like, now the real question is, what would the impact be after that's over? Because we'll presume that everybody sort of got magically teleported to the, say, Rhode Island location where they're all going to jump up and down. But how do they get home? And so he starts, going through this scenario of, well, now the airports and stuff are going to backlog, and there's not enough food supply for 6 billion people in Rhode Island. So, starvation is going to kick in. It's going to have anarchy, and all sorts of stuff's going to happen. It's bad things over and over. So he goes into all of that, and I think that that's a very cool thing. Now, all of this to say that he had done a What If series on someone asking, what if you were to put, what if you were to put various kinds of liquids in some sort of a bay or whatever, and tried to ride a boat around on them? What would the impact be? And some of them was like, what about mercury? Because mercury is an element that is liquid at room temperature. It's one of very few, and it's also toxic to the central nervous system of human beings and most mammals. So, he said, do not get in a splash fight in a mercury lake. But I believe he also, if I'm remembering right, discussed tungsten, liquid tungsten. And from what I remember, liquid tungsten is interesting in that its melting point is one of the highest ever. And so as a result, why do I have that in there? Anyway, as a result, we haven't been able to study it very well. Oh, don't go down. I don't have my jetpack on. I wonder if you guys were saying anything to the video. That's fantastic. Those are charged enough. But the reason we don't know a whole lot about it is because the anything that we put the tungsten in an attempt to melt it itself melts. So we don't get to hang on to it in a container for very long. And so I think that's why tungsten was chosen in Minecraft Feed the Beast to be such a powerful metal for the game here. Now, okay, now that that's all been said, what was I actually crafting with this stuff? I will show you. Due to the relative lack of sheldonite and sources of iridium in the end, I decided that our best bet was to go ahead and start making a Matter Fabricator, which will make this stuff, this UU matter, and then the UU matter can make iridium. Now, for some reason, I don't know why they do this. The Mass Fabricator cannot be crafted in this version of the game, because I think GregTech disables it. But it still shows up in the not enough items thing, and it's like all of these recipes that come up with for UU matter. Excuse me. All the recipes for UU matter come up as like you make it in a Mass Fabricator, but you don't. Oh, there's some actual recipes that they're showing us. Most of the time you have to figure it out on your own. They're not actually showing up in here. Okay, I'm digressing a little bit. Matter Fabricator. This is the best way to get iridium because we can make this stuff, and this stuff we can craft into iridium. So, one of the things that we need for that is this energy flow circuit. We can get 4 of these from that one recipe, and we need 4 of those right here. So I needed tungsten plate for that, an iridium plate. So I needed to be able to cook up some tungsten. So now, despite the fact that tungsten is a super hard metal that required massive heat to turn the dust into an ingot, we can just drop this in here and it can go zump, zump, and give us plates. Greg, man, you know, there's a certain degree of that comes from the logic you're applying to your mod, but that's okay. Now we'll grab one of these, and what else do we need? We need these Lapotron crystals and 4 advanced circuits. Lapotron crystals we can get with sapphires and sodalite. Oh, thank goodness, I have so much sodalite now. You have no idea. Sodalite is very prominent in the end. Look, I've almost got 2 full barrels of it. Just gonna take a few stacks, and that should be more than enough. I'm gonna grab a stack of sapphires too. Alright, so let's go over here. That's not the one I want. So one of these has... Okay, I want to make an advanced circuit. I want to make 4 advanced circuits. I want more redstone to be able to make 4 advanced circuits. Gimme. Back over here. I love how I end up flying around all over the place just because I can use the boost. And I feel slightly ridiculous doing so. 4. There we go. Because I just imagine what it looks like to have someone go from one end of the room to another, firing their jetpack indoors. So I wanted to go for these guys. So sapphire. Oh, I didn't need the advanced things yet. We go there. Aw, there. There we go. Bump. Was that not it? Is it not sodalite? Go in here. Hold shift. Lazurite! It's not sodalite. Dang it. Dadgummit. I was so excited to have a use for this sodalite. I should have known better. Alright, well we can use this lapis, which is really what it's there for. And then I need to do that again. Like so, right? This was the way you did it. I'm losing my mind. I'm actually recording much later at night than I normally would. And in fact, normally this episode would have gone up earlier today. This is going up on Saturday, and I'm recording it on Friday as opposed to the proper procedure, which historically has been I record on Monday and release on Friday. There we go. There's 4 of those. What else do we need? We need one of these Lapotronic energy orbs, which requires another plate, and 8 of those guys. Holy moly. Alright, hold on. Let me get this sodalite that I don't need in there. And I'll get some more lapis that I do need. Drop this stuff in. Boom, boom. I need another one of these precious things. And I need some lapis. Let's go ahead and just grab 2 stacks. I've got almost 10 left, so plenty of lapis. Not a problem. I do want to try and get this crafted before... let's go there, and then it's like this. Oh wait, what am I doing? I need to make the circuits first. I do want to try and get this crafted before the end of the episode. Oh, get that out of there. Okay. Am I remembering this recipe right? That there. Okay, so I need 8 of these, so I need 16 of the circuits. And I ran out of cable. Okay. Copper cable plan. And I'm out of copper. Feed the beast, ladies and gentlemen. Feed the beast. Drop that in there. Make a whole bunch more of this. Oh my gosh, I need rubber. Where do I keep my rubber? There. Just grab a bunch of stacks of that. Fit as much in here as we can. Okay. Alright, that should be enough for now. What was I making again? I was making electronic circuits. I need 10 more. 10. Perfect. Amazing. Then we split those up. We go there. Alright, and I should be able to just start shift clicking. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. How many did that get me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, wait. I said I needed 16 circuits, didn't I? For heaven's sakes. I'm batting 1,000 a night. It's much later than I would normally record, too. So what do I need? 4 more, right? Because I made 12, and I actually need 16. Oy, man, no. Alright. Bum. And 8. Okay. Thing of beauty. Now, we'll use the old pocket crafting table for this portion. Oop. And Lapatronic energy orb with no power in it whatsoever, but that's fine. Alright, what else do we need? Highly advanced machine. Oh, you know what? Oh, I forgot. We need chrome and titanium yet for this. And I do not have the titanium made. So we're not actually going to be able to finish this up tonight, probably. Well, I think at this point, we've pretty much hit the limit for episode time. So unfortunately, we're not going to have a Matter Fabricator today. But that's all right. We will continue working on this. I will continue working on this, I suppose, off camera. And next episode, I should have all of the components together that we need. Everything's looking over here. Oh, the tungsten's cooking up nice. And we'll get a Matter Fabricator going. And then the other thing I want to look into getting, because of how big a power sink the Matter Fabricator is a lightning rod, which is this sucker right here, which is going to require some more of these that we're in the process of looking to make, and this guy, which requires more of these, and more of these, and a bunch of these. So yeah, it's there's a significant amount of work yet to come. We'll probably go ahead and hook the Matter Fabricator up to the base electrical system long enough to get a decent amount of UU matter, and then set up a lightning rod to power it more continuously, because we're actually draining through our current lava supply pretty quick. I can always pump more out of the nether, but these guys aren't taking too much of it. It's the quarry that is taking the most, powering these magmatic engines constantly and sucking all that stuff out of the end has really put a damper on this. I actually turned the pump in the nether back on earlier today because this had dropped to about half full, if you can believe this huge tank using up. I mean, what's the capacity again? 10,000 buckets of lava. So these guys have used over 5,000 buckets of lava today. Probably close to 7,000 or 8,000 buckets of lava used just today in the quarrying. By the way, I wanted to remember to mention this, each 64 by 64 area of the end seems to take about 3 or 4 hours, I think at this rate, real life hours to quarry completely out. So yeah, sounds like we have a visitor. And that's going to do it for this episode. Like I said, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time with a Matter Fabricator. Take care.